Hello everybody, this is Van Hargis with Van Hargis Horsemanship. Welcome to the ranch road. We're going to take a little trip over here to the ranch and see if we can't get some horses rode. Some good students worked with today. Uh, Today I want to talk a little bit about our horses from the standpoint of our training process or procedure. I get asked this a lot. So do you have a step-by-step program that you do with your horses? And the answer to that is no, I don't. I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Years ago, we did a horse training demonstration at the state fair in Oklahoma. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a 10-day fair. The reason I think that is because we were contracted to perform there 10 days in a row, and during that 10 days, we started 9 colts. All 9 of these colts came from the exact same location and from the same ranch. So they were all bred the same, they looked the same, but they were all different. In other words, their behavior was slightly different, but yet they were raised in the same environment, and they were all pretty much bred the same, but yet they were still just a little bit different. Well, there was one young man there that was there, and he literally watched every colt starting presentation that I did. So at the end of the fair, we're packing up all of our stuff in the trailer and getting ready to go home. He came over there and he said, "Sir, I really appreciate, you're starting those 9 colts, but I got to tell you, sir, I'm a bit confused." I said, "Uh-oh, I didn't mean to confuse you. What are you confused about?" He said, "Well, I was here all 10 days and I saw you start all 9 of those colts." He said, "But you started 9 colts, but you never did the same thing twice." I said, "Yes, sir, I never had the same horse twice." And the minute I said that, you could see a light bulb go off. Because you see, even though that every horse was different, the process itself was slightly different. Now, I still focused on my same priorities, which was forward motion, control of forward motion, and stopping a forward motion. As I'm establishing that, I'm working extremely hard on getting this horse to trust me, which means I had to be quiet and consistent. In other words, all those characteristics involved with the horse training aspect were still there and very, very prevalent in the program, but yet certain things were done slightly different. Like I might spend more time with one horse sacking it out, and I might spend other time on another horse moving it out more. I might try to take a little bit of the forward movement away from one horse and yet add it to another. So in other words, every horse was just slightly different, but yet at the very beginning we started the same and the end result was the same. And with that said, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about what I do, and I'm not saying it's the right way or the wrong way. It's just a way, and it's something that I do quite consistently. But I try to fix the horse up on the front side. In other words, take those colts. I try to set things up for that colt to be really successful on the front side of whatever it is that I'm going to ask him to do. And then at the end of it, I want the end of that task or that maneuver, or even at the end of the training session, to be as perfect as I can get it. So I set it up perfect, as perfect as I can possibly do it, and then I have almost perfect expectations at the end. And what I've learned over the years, if I just set the horse up to succeed, get out of its way, and give it an opportunity to do whatever it is that I ask it to do, and then at the end of it, kind of call it a critique, if you will, but kind of put that horse in the ideal position that I want it to be in, over time, I've found that the horses get really good at fixing the middle. So when I'm asked, do I have a process or a program or a method that I use? The answer is no, I don't. But I do have priorities: forward motion, control of forward motion, and stopping a forward motion, developing trust from the very minute I go in that round pen or in the training pen with a horse, and then setting them up to be successful, give them the opportunity to do whatever it is I've asked them to do, and then show them more specifically what I want, and giving that horse the ability to kind of fill in the middle. I hope that helps you guys a little bit. Thank you again for joining me on the ranch road. And until next time, this is Van Hargis with Van Hargis Horsemanship.